To everyone. Thank you for joining us today's webinar. My name is Mayank Shah and I am the senior lecturer in electrical engineering department at Arul Polytechnic Institute. Now today we are presenting current trends in electrical vehicle presented by Mr. Ritul Shah. He is the owner of Spark Innovations. They manufacture battery management systems, motor controls and charger for electrical vehicles. Sir has a more than 7 years of experience in electrical vehicle components and developments. He also has worked in MNC and startup across the various fields in electrical vehicles. He has achieved core expertising in battery management systems development and extensively worked in power electronics and developed of electrical vehicle chargers, DC-DC converters and BLDC drives, etc. Okay, just a little reminder to all before we get started. If you have any questions during the presentations, please type them questions into the chat box. I will bring them during the presentations and we will also have a time for question at the end of sessions. Before we go further, I want to review the functionality of our today's webinar, which is current trends in electrical vehicle. Our today webinar of electrical vehicle will help you to discover useful knowledge and facts about the electrical vehicle that you really need to learn if you have desire to know how the electrical vehicle work, what the fundamental systems they are made of, their progress history, categorizations, and potential guideline for future developers. Then welcome to this webinar. You can understand all the basic concepts and techniques associated with the electric transportations. Now, without further ado, we will turn the time over to Mr. Ritul sir. I hand over all the sessions to Ritul sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for this invitation. And just a check, is my voice properly audible to everyone?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So I will just present my screen. Fine. So today we are going to check about opportunities in electric vehicle and what are the current trends in electric vehicle, right? So with that, like basically before starting, what are electric vehicles opportunities and all. So just I would like to like sir has already introduced myself with you, but a typical overview if I give for this Spark Innovations company. So basically we manufacture and develop battery management system, motor controllers and chargers specifically for the electric vehicles, right? And mainly we do R&D development and the end-to-end manufacturing of these three components, which are one of the major components which are there in an electric vehicles. Fine. So like moving ahead, we'll be talking about what all components are available inside an electric vehicle, then which are the companies available in India and in even Gujarat who are working in this field of electric vehicles. So even you can like aspire for those companies for your job careers and all those things. And for having a job in those type of companies, what type of skills you will be needing, or what type of skill set or knowledge you need to acquire so that you can easily go into those type of companies. So that also will be covering up in brief detail. Fine. So during the webinar, if you have any of the questions, you can directly post to the chatbot or to the Mayank sir, and he will be later on at the end of the session, he will be taking up the questions and answers one by one, and I will be glad to like discuss your questions with all of you. Fine. So let's start with the session today, right? And yes, and one more thing, like fine, we will start with the session. So the major components present in an electric vehicle. So you might be hearing this news day in and day out. All like mostly every day there would be news either on TV or on your computer or your on your newspapers regarding the electric vehicles and what are the uh, new upcoming trends in an electric vehicles and all, right? So you might be knowing about it, but you might not have gone deep into this electric vehicle, like what it is, how it works, what all things are there inside an electric vehicle. So here we'll take a brief depth into this electric vehicle components. Fine. So the first part or the first and the major component inside an electric vehicle is a battery pack, right? As in a gasoline vehicle or in a diesel or petrol cars or vehicles, we have a petrol tank, right? We have a petrol tank and an engine. Similarly, if we replace that petrol or diesel tank, we have battery pack inside an electric vehicle. Fine, because even the petrol or a diesel tank, it stores energy, right? Same way in electric vehicle, the battery pack stores the energy. And another important thing to mention, that battery pack is one of the most important component inside an electric vehicle, because it comprises of approximately 40 to 50% of the total cost of the vehicle. So just imagine, if your vehicle is costing around 1 lakh rupees, then approximate 40,000 to 50,000 will be the cost of your battery pack. So you can just imagine how important this battery pack is, right? Now, to control the battery pack, to protect the battery pack, and to make sure that the life and efficiency of battery pack is higher, we need a control system, we need an electronic system, right? And this electronic system is basically called as the battery management system. Now, the function of this battery management system is to protect the battery pack against over voltage, under voltage, over current, short circuits, right? And it even monitors the voltage, temperature of the battery, and how much current is flowing inside the battery, right? Apart from this, the battery management system even gives you how much charge is still left inside the battery. You might have seen in your car or in your two wheeler, there is a dial on the top, right, which shows that how much petrol is still left inside the our vehicle, right? So similarly, in electric vehicle also, how much charge is left inside the battery pack, that basically you can uh, get it uh, like from this battery management system, right? So it even gives the state of charge, which we call it how much range is left inside the vehicle, and also how much life of the battery is still left. So that we call it as the state of health of the battery. Fine. So these are two first major components. Then comes the motor. Now, as we have engine inside an or like a normal petrol and a diesel car, right? Like engine, similar to engine, we have motor inside an electric vehicle. So basic functionality of this motor is to convert the electric energy into the mechanical energy. Fine. Now this mechanical energy, it will be converted into motion, right? And by this way our vehicle normally moves. So now motors are also a type of, like, there are coming different types of motors. You might have learned in your curriculum, maybe DC motor, AC motor, induction motor. Then you even might have heard of a term brushless DC motor, BLDC motor, permanent magnet synchronous motors, right? So normally in this electric vehicle application, normally typically for two wheelers and three wheelers and even electric cycles and electric cars, up to that, majorly BLDC or PMSM motors are used. You take any of the company, maybe you may take Hyundai or uh, Mahindra Electric or Tata Electric, right? So all of them currently they are using brushless DC motor in their electric vehicles. Fine. Now, to control these motors, because these motors are also, we have to make sure that they are very much controllable, programmable, and they should be at the highest of efficiency, right? Now, to control a motor, right, again we would require a electronics system for it, and that we call it as the motor controllers. Now, what are these motor controllers? Basically, we know that input to the motor is battery, right? And battery is a DC voltage, correct? So, the function of, or the functionality of this motor controller is to make sure that the DC voltage which is available from the battery needs to be converted into the voltage signals in such a way that it can run the motor. And normally this BLDC motor, then induction motor, they all are AC type of motors, alternating current types of motors. So there is a requirement of inverter because we need to convert from DC to AC. So there is a requirement of inverter, right? And this inverter is there inside the motor controller. Now, to control this inverter, there is microcontroller inserted inside this motor controller, and many other components are there inside this motor controller. Fine. So these are like typical few components inside the electric vehicle. Then the major another component is the charger. Now you have the motor, you have the battery, right? Now if you run out, like if you use all your battery charge, then what you will do? Basically you need to again charge your battery, right? Now to again charge your battery, what you will do? You will need a charger. As we have a charger for every electronic component like your mobile, your laptop, your camera, or any other electronics you are using at your home which are running on batteries, it will be requiring a charger for it. So similarly, even even the electric vehicle, to charge the batteries, it will require chargers, right? So this chargers also, like, it is one of the most like trending business currently in India, because charging infrastructure is typically not there inside, like in our country. So there is ample amount of opportunities, huge amount of opportunities for the chargers to flourish, or the charging infrastructure to establish, right? Now how these chargers work? Basically, you know that our input to the your at your home in a single phase or a three phase supply, right? It will be a AC supply, 220-volt AC input is available, right? But now your battery is a type of DC type of battery, right? It would be having a voltage of 48 volts or 12 volts or 36 volt, right? So the job of this charger is to convert that AC voltage into the desired DC voltage of the battery, right? So there needs to be done a rectification from AC to DC, and again from whatever DC is available, we need to convert it into the desired DC voltage, right? So again, a DC to DC converter is required. So a charger comprises of AC to DC converter and DC to DC converters. Fine. Then a major requirement is of the vehicle control unit. So basically we can say that vehicle control unit is the brain of the electric vehicle. It controls each and every component inside the electric vehicle. So that is also a type of electronics component, right? Then comes the DC DC converter. Now you know that if you have worked on some microcontrollers or some hands-on experiments you might have done, you might have worked on LED lights or anything, right? So normally the electric vehicle components, say microcontroller or any other peripheral equipment inside a electric vehicle, they do not always work on the battery voltage, because battery voltage can be anything. It can be 48 volt, 36 volt, 100 volt, anything. But your microcontroller cannot work at 100 volt or 48 volt, right? It can work at 3.3 volt, 5 volt, like that. So we need to convert that 48 volt into 3.3 volt, 48 volt into 5 volt, and your headlights may be working at 12 volt. So you even need to convert into 12 volts, right? So this conversion from one DC voltage to another DC voltage is called a DC to DC converter. And the last but the most important thing is IoT and AI. Now IoT means Internet of Things. Now you might have seen, like, today's car are more connected cars. Means your uh, the main key of your car is there, right? There are now features available that even with your mobile you can control your cars. You can open the door of your car, you can even turn on the AC inside the cars, right? So that all are a part of IoT and AI, Internet of Things and artificial intelligence. So these are the future technologies or the future of the electric vehicle, where everything will be coming into the picture, right? So these I have connected, or I have uh, tried to make it in a very simpler way, that what components are used inside the electric vehicle. So these are the typical major components used. All other components, the basic components, are always same, come with the petrol car or a diesel car. But apart from that, what is difference between a petrol car and electric car? So these are the components which get differed. Fine. Now we checked about what are the components inside the electric vehicle. Now you might be thinking that, is anything happening in electric vehicle field or like that? Are there many companies which we can work on? Then yes, I have just taken few of the companies in Gujarat, not even in India, in Gujarat, who are working in the field of electric vehicles. So the first one is Spark Innovation, which is our company. We work in the field of electric vehicle component manufacturing, that is battery management system, motor controllers and chargers we normally deal in, right? Then there is a company in our Vadodara itself, Ward Wizard Innovations and Mobility. You might have heard a brand name Joy e-bikes. So they have also started their production and manufacturing in Vadodara itself. That is also one of the big company working in electric two-wheeler segment. Then there is Next Charge. So this Next Charge is a battery manufacturing company. It is a subsidiary company of Exide Industries. You might have heard the name of Exide batteries, right? Which are more majorly used in our automobiles and other applications, right? Exide. So this Exide company has started its another subsidiary subsidiary company which only works on the lithium ion battery packs, and they manufacture the lithium ion battery in Prantij area near Himmatnagar. Then one company in Surat, Renon India. So they are also the manufacturers of batteries, right? They manufacture lithium ion batteries for various applications like electric vehicle, solar, telecom industry, like that batteries they manufacture. Then Atul Green Automotive. You might have heard the name of Atul Auto, right? Which is based out in Rajkot. So this auto manufacturer, they also have started the e-rickshaw, the company of electric rickshaw in the name of Atul Green Automotive in Ahmedabad. Then comes the Matter Motor. So this company is based out in Ahmedabad, and they also are working in the electric two-wheeler segment. Then a company named TDSG. It is a like a group of companies like Suzuki, Denso, and Toshiba. They all, these three companies have come together, and they are making a battery manufacturing plant near Mehsana. And one more company is there, Erex India. Erex India. So that is based out in Palanpur. So from this uh, slide, we can get a background that all over Gujarat, not just North Gujarat or South Gujarat or West Gujarat or East Gujarat, all over Gujarat, you will see that these companies have been flourishing and they have been coming up. And these are just, I would say, 10% of the company names which I am able to put it on the slideshow. If you just search, there would be n number of companies who are working in the field of electric vehicles. So there is a huge opportunity in this field of electric vehicle for job opportunities. Even if you want to start your own business, then also there is a good opportunity. Now, you know the components, you know which companies are available. Then comes what skills you should have in you to make sure that you can easily grabbed up in this type of companies, right? So these are the few hardware skills industry is currently looking for, right? Industry is currently looking for these few of the hardware skills like power electronics. So power electronics means working with MOSFETs, IGBTs, transformers, then inductors, all those things. So you, if you are like having skills on the power electronics, it would be helpful. Then analog and digital circuit designs. So if you are good at microcontroller design or operational amplifier op amp designs and all those circuit designs, if you have worked on, then it is a good opportunity for you. Then if you are from electrical or mechanical background, then motor design is one of the important domain you can learn, and you can master this domain because this motor design is also very much in need in our country for this electric vehicle applications. Then comes the magnetics design. Now this magnetic design include the design of transformer, design of inductors, filters, all those type of designs are included in this type of magnetic designs. Then comes the PCB designing, because all you might have seen that there is a huge amount of electronics used inside an electric vehicle. So when electronics is used, it is necessary that you know the PCB designing of the electronics, right? So that is also a skill you can gather up. Then comes the thermal design and the structural design. So these are few of the high level design, I would say. Or if you go more into depth of these electric vehicles, then this this type of thermal designs and structural design of battery packs, motors, chargers will come into picture. So I would suggest, like, any of the topic which you like it, try to go more into the detail or more deep inside any of the topic. It will eventually help you for your career. Fine. Now, hardware skills we have taken up. Let's talk about few of the software skills, like what type of softwares if you learn that would be helpful in the companies in electric vehicle domain, right? So there are few software like MATLAB. It is a simulation and model based programming software. It is widely used in automotive and electric vehicle companies, right? Then comes for the CAD design, like for the CAD design, normally AutoCAD is there, Creo software is there, SolidWorks. These three are the standard softwares used in the industry, right? Now, in analytical software, now why these analytical softwares are required? For some thermal analysis, structural analysis, then uh, electromagnetic analysis, and there are so many mechanical analysis, electrical analysis you can do through these analytical softwares. So these the three typical standard softwares used in the industry are ANSYS, Altair, and COMSOL. So if you are able to learn these three softwares, then you can definitely you can master the analytical softwares. For motor designing, you can learn SolidWorks or eMator. These are the two softwares used for motor development specifically. Then for PCB designing, you can learn KiCad, Altium, Eagle. So this KiCad is an open source software, and Eagle is also open for students. So you can start learning these softwares for the PCB designing. For embedded programming, you may be requiring C language or C++ language, right? And if you want to study more or learn more, then you can even learn 3D printing softwares, right? For a specific 3D printer, there would be coming specific software for each 3D printers. Fine. So these are the few of the software tools. If you are learning, if you are attaining some knowledge or overview of those softwares, then I think it will be definitely helping you out for your future careers, right? So now, till now we checked upon the components of electric vehicle, which companies are available for electric vehicles, right? Then what skills are required for starting your career in this electric vehicle fields, right? Maybe hardware skill, software skill, right? So till now we have covered up this much. So this all things you can do. Now, how to gain this knowledge, right? Now suppose you are looking to jump into the electric vehicle sector, right? Then what all things you should be doing, that I will be taking in this slide. So I would recommend you to read more and more books on electric vehicles. You can do some online courses which helps you learning the electric vehicles, components of electric vehicles, right? Then you can even have hands-on learning, like you can make some projects, you can experiment something and try to build your own products, right? Small products you can start building initially, then you can go on a larger scale. Then you can do internships in this type of companies. You can directly apply for internships where you can actually learn how the things work, and what are the things you can learn in the industries directly. And at the end you can start entrepreneurship. Basically you can start your own business in the field of electric vehicle sector, right? So with this detail like online courses and hands-on learning, like even I thought like even we are doing over here at Spark Innovations, basically we give trainings, we give internships to the students who are looking to start their careers in the field of electric vehicles. So for that we have started online courses, and we have put one of our course on Udemy, right? It covers the overview of total electric vehicles, battery management system, right? And further what all things we do in the detailed course, I will just explain you over here, right? So at Spark Innovations we also have started detailed courses on electric vehicles, where we cover the electric vehicle operation, component operations in total detail, like how the motor works, the how motor controller works, how battery management system operates, charger designs, all those things we do. Then lithium ion battery assembly, we actually try to give the hands-on experiment to the students on the lithium ion battery assembly, because it is one of the huge demand currently in the electric vehicle field. Then we cover battery management system, EV chargers, motor controllers for the electric vehicle, right? And a total case study of an open source battery management system. So end to end design of a battery management system, that is also covered in the detailed course. Now here even we give overview of softwares like PCB designing, then battery design studio. This we give training to the students for learning this type of softwares. So and we even help the students or help the participants to build up their resume, and what all questions are normally asked in the interviews, so how you can crack those interviews. So all those things also we cover up in the detailed course, right? So this is the basic introduction to the electric vehicle, its components, and what are the current trends and requirements in the electric vehicle field. Now moving ahead, I have a very short video with you which shows a fully automatic assembly line of battery packs, right? So just check out this video, I will show you. Video currently, like I have in my another PPT. I won't be able to share it right now, but I would be getting your email IDs and phone numbers with me. So probably I will be sharing that video with you later on, right? So till now, like this was the complete overview from my side. If you want to contact me, you can directly contact me on my LinkedIn, or you can directly contact me on my email ID. You can just note it down from here. You can my email ID. And now if you have any questions, any things to discuss, one by one you can start asking the questions. So sir, if you have any questions from the students, you can start asking me. I will be
Yeah,
glad to explain. Yeah.
yeah, you okay. Okay, thank you, Ritul sir. We will go ahead and take some time for the question now.
Sure.
Just a little reminder, please be sure to type your questions into the chat box, or you can message me directly. Now, just I received some few questions. One of my students from electrical department, he asked the questions, does an electric car achieve the zero emissions?
Basically it is like how you see to it. I would not say it's a zero emission vehicle, because there are 2 to 3 reasons behind it, right? Now the battery pack you are using, right, it stores charge, right? Now, from where this charge will be coming? It will be coming from some electricity board, right? Now, where this electricity get produced, either in a coal plant, coal, the power plant which is using coal, right? And when you burn the coal, there also some pollution will be generating. But if you are using directly solar energy to charge your vehicles, at that time we can definitely say that it is a zero emission vehicle, right? But if we are charging our vehicles from the electricity board which is taking the power from the coal based power plants, there I would say that emission would be there, but not at the end user place. It will be, the pollution will be occurring at the place where the generation of electricity is taking place, right? So this way I will bifurcate zero emission vehicle with some emissions in the electric vehicles. Fine.
Yeah, okay, sir. Sir, one more questions I received from EC departments. All the presentations seem to see the very bright futures for electrical vehicle. Could you mention what you think are the top challenges to getting the more electrical vehicle on the road?
Yes. So I would like point out 2 to 3 challenges currently, right? The first challenge is that in India we do not manufacture a single lithium ion battery till now. We need to import those batteries either from China or from Korea or from Europe or USA, right? This is the first challenge. To mitigate this challenge, now few of the companies are coming up with their lithium ion battery manufacturing plants in India. Second challenge is charging infrastructure, right? The charging infrastructure is not up to the mark, or we can say that it still hasn't started, right? You might be thinking that the petrol pumps or all those, like you will be seeing in every 2 to 3 kilometers you will be finding one petrol pump in India currently, but the similar case you won't be finding in case of electric vehicles. So this charging infrastructure is also the secondary challenge. And the third challenge is the technology, right? The technology currently, major companies, they are like getting the technology from outside. They are getting all the components from outside the country and just assembling it in India. So this is the third uh, challenge which is being faced. So our company Spark Innovations, we are dedicatedly working on the three major electronic components, that is the battery management system, motor controllers and the chargers, and we are developing all these components in house in our company in Vadodara. So we are like tackling this challenge, though the challenge is very big, but we are trying to make our part and contributing to this challenge. Fine.
Yeah, okay, sir. These questions from my side. What happen if my electric car is struck by lightning?
Yes. So now this electric vehicle stuck by lightning. So in the electric vehicle design itself, the protections are normally made in such a way that they are like lightning arresters, or for protection against the lightning, there are protections given to the electronic components, because majorly what happens, they directly affect the electronic components, maybe the motor controllers or the chargers or the battery management system. So all these products, all these components, they are developed or they are manufactured in such a way that they are able to mitigate this type of problems like lightning or electromagnetic noises or some electrostatic noises, right? And it will make sure it will protect the human beings sitting inside the vehicle, because the safety of the humans is at the primary, Then comes the comfort level and the appearance of the vehicle. So this safety is majorly taken care during the design of these components, right?
Yeah, okay, sir. Sir, I receive one more questions. Can you plug an electric car in when it's raining?
Yes, there is not a problem because all the charging stations, all the things now they are coming with waterproof connectors, right? They are waterproof connectors and they are even dust-proof connectors. Normally, there is a standard called IP67. This IP, if your connectors on both the ends are complying with IP67, then there is no problem with either rain or dust to charge your vehicle. Fine.
Yeah, okay, sir. Last questions. Do electric car emits the EMF? I think it is yes. According to my things, certain EMFs are known to cause the harm in the long term for any living or organisms. If this situation create in future, how to overcome?
Yes. So the electro, as we have number of magnetic components used inside the electric vehicles, so there are chances that electromagnetic interference or electromagnetic noises would come up, right? So for that, because not just human beings will be affected, before human beings, even the other components inside that product, they will be initially affected by these electromagnetic noises or interferences, right? So for this electromagnetic interferences also, special type of filters and special type of magnetic filters, they are being developed and they have been made to make sure that the effect of these interferences is very less, and it needs to make sure that the effect is as less as possible, because whenever the product goes to certification or standardization in the Indian system, there they make sure that the level of this interferences, they are below the level of hazard. So it makes sure that it doesn't harm the human beings. Fine.
Yeah, okay, sir. It's look like we have covered all the questions. Rutul sir, is there any else you wanted to cover before our wrap up?
No, like from my side, I have like covered up and tried to explain all the questions in a good manner. And if still you have any questions to the students, you can directly contact me on my email ID, and either you can directly contact to Mayank sir. He will be sending me back. Fine.
Yeah, okay, great. Thank you, Ritul sirs, for an enlightening and more effective presentations on the current trends in electrical vehicle. We appreciate having this miscellaneous area clarified by you. Your suggestions and tips always helpful to us in our futures. We really appreciate that. I have a small token of our appreciations here for you, sir. Sir, please accept it with our sincere thanks. We will see you next time with the different topics. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you being here. Thank you, Ritul.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.